Saber program. So just so happens that at this point in the campaign, flying the Saber makes perfect sense for you as Noble 6.
Now, I understand you're not talking much about multiplayer today, but how exactly would this whole sequence work if I was playing 4-player co-op?
First stage.
In 4-player co-op, I mean, first of all, we want to make sure that even if you're playing campaign, I think something really cool that we've done is respect your player customization, even in cinematic. So in cinematic, if you had gone to the trouble to unlock a bunch of armor, in this scene, you'd see yourself in the way that you customize yourself. In co-op, you'll probably just see the single takeoff, but then you might be in 4 sabers when you get into space.
How did you approach the controls for the Saber? Is it kind of a little bit like the Banshee, or is it a whole new beast here?
It's absolutely a whole new beast. Sage, our sandbox designer, actually worked on Crimson Skies, so he knows a thing or two about flying vehicles. Yeah, it's very different than the Banshee, but at the same time, you know, we didn't want to make a flight sim. We wanted to make a very accessible Halo sandbox flying vehicle, and I think the Saber does that well. You've got boost on the left trigger. You've got a couple of tricks on the left bumper, and I'm sure Lars will show off some of the weapons any second here.
Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on here? What exactly are we defending?
You're defending a space station called Anchor 9. Like I said earlier, Cat's crazy plan to take the fight to the Covenant is to go into space. And Anchor 9 is just sort of the first stop. You need to stop here and take care of our first couple of early waves of Covenant.
Exactly how crazy would this be if I wanted to play on Legendary?
It's pretty crazy even on normal and heroic. So on Legendary, it's actually really tough. You know, your Saber has shields just like you would as a Spartan, but it's very brutal on Legendary. See Lars using the main cannon against a couple of first wave of Banshees.
How big is this playing area right here?
It's enormous. It's one of the biggest playing areas we've ever made. You can actually fly from one end to the other, but at the same time, we don't want you to be sort of flying aimlessly out in space. So a lot of the combat is sort of focused by Anchor 9 in this encounter.
Now here we're fighting against some Seraphs. Can you tell us a little bit about that Covenant ship?
Yeah, Seraphs are, they've actually been around in other Halo games. You've just never been able to get this close to them. It's sort of the equivalent, it's the Covenant equivalent of the Saber. Whereas the Banshees, Lars could just use the machine guns on the Banshees. You'll see on the Seraphs, they've got a shield, you've got to take that shield down, and then you've got to switch weapons to your rockets. So they're going to be tougher to take down than Banshees.
How big of a portion is the space combat going to be in the game? Is this kind of like an isolated section you're showing right here?
Yeah, you know, space combat is it's just one aspect of the Reach campaign. It's definitely only in this mission. It is one of the sort of crazier things we're doing for sure, but it's not going to be, you know, 80% of the campaign or anything like that.
How are you possibly going to top this for surprises once people actually ship this for retail?
There are quite a few more surprises that I think are going to blow people away. I'm super excited to talk about them in the coming months. but we've actually got quite a lot more in the can.
All right, well, it looks awesome. Tell us one more time, when exactly will Halo Reach be on store shelves?
September 14th.
All right, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you much, everybody. Good to end on a high note. With that said, we are officially done with day one of our E3 Live show. It's been a lot of work, so we hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you have any comments or questions, be sure to fire them off to @IGN on Twitter, #IGN Live, or join our Facebook page. Thanks for watching. We'll be back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. to continue the madness. But if you can't wait, be sure to check out e3.ign.com for all the latest updates from the show floor. We'll see you then.